sexual assault is an act of love and passion that cannot be controlled. Fact, sexual assault is about power and control. It is not motivated by sexual gratification.
If a victim of sexual assault does not fight back, they must have thought the assault was not that bad or they wanted it. Sorry, repeat. Myth, prostitutes cannot be raped because they are selling sex. Fact, prostitutes have the right to give and withhold consent to any sexual activity and therefore can be raped just like anyone else.
Myth, a person cannot sexually assault their partner or spouse. Fact, nearly 1 in 10 women have experienced rape by an intimate partner in their lifetime.
Myth, people that have been sexually assaulted will be hysterical and crying. Fact, everyone responds differently to trauma. Some may laugh, some may cry, and others will not show any emotion.
Myth, men are not victims of sexual violence. Fact, 1.5% of all men have been raped, and 47% of all bisexual men have experienced some form of unwanted sexual contact in their lifetime.
Myth, if a parent teaches a child to stay away from strangers, they won't get raped. Fact, 60% of child sexual abuse cases are perpetrated by someone the child knows outside the family, and 30% are assaulted by family members.
Myth, there is nothing we can do to prevent sexual violence. Fact, there are many ways you can help prevent sexual violence, including intervening as a bystander to protect someone who may be at risk.
Myth, people with disabilities are at low risk for sexual assault. Fact, people with disabilities are victims of sexual assault twice as much as people without disabilities.
Myth, wearing revealing clothing, behaving provocatively, or drinking a lot means the victim was asking for it. Fact, the perpetrator selects the victim. The victim's behavior or clothing choices do not mean that they are consenting to sexual activity.
Myth, sexual assaults most often occur in public or outdoors. Fact, 55% of rape or sexual assault victimizations occur at or near the victim's home, and 12% occur at or near the home of a friend, relative, or acquaintance.
Myth, rape does not happen that often. Fact, there is an average of 293,066 victims. Ages 12 or older of rape and sexual assault each year in the United States. That means it happens every 107 seconds.
Myth, getting help is expensive for survivors of sexual assault. Fact, services such as counseling and advocacy are offered for free or at low cost by sexual assault service providers.
As you can hear, it's a widespread problem full of myths. We need to get the facts out. And we're here today to get those facts out. We're here today to believe Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. We're here today because we call for the FBI to investigate before Dr. Ford testifies. Complete that background investigation of Kavanaugh. We call for the Senate Judiciary Committee to be fair. We call for no confirmation of Kavanaugh. Why don't women report? Shame. The act of rape and sexual assault humiliates us, and then that's followed by shame. We are fearful of the consequences. In my case, I was threatened by a person who lived in my house. Feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. Fear of retaliation. We believed the police would not do anything to help. We believed the police could not do anything to help. We don't want our family and friends to know. Some of us consider it too personal to share. Some reported to a different official. Some reported to somebody who didn't listen. We thought there wasn't enough proof.
I would like to tell my story today because my abuse went on for years as it was a young girl, and I just kept searching for someone to listen. I told friends, I told 3 trusted adults, one of them was the social worker at my school. This is going on and it makes me feel very uncomfortable. And still nothing happened. And I wonder today what type of message was that to the other girls in my class, to the other girls that knew I had reported and nothing happened. And that's what's happening today. Today across America, young girls are listening to Dr. Ford's report and there's no investigation. So I worry about this generation experiencing the same thing which I experienced again, watching someone report, no investigation is done, and we just pushing through. And that's why I wanted to tell my story today.
Our friend and one of my co-leaders of Action Together Suncoast, who's in Maine right now, emailed me her story and asked me to read it. This is from Jenny. My Me Too occurred in high school, like Dr. Ford's. But unlike her, it did not end quickly, and my abuser was not drunk. Like Dr. Ford, I did not tell anyone. In fact, my father still does not know the whole story. Only that my high school boyfriend was not very nice. And my friends knew nothing until we were out of high school. I was sure that it was my fault, and he convinced me to act he wanted. I was a senior in high school, smart, involved, good grades, heading to college. But I did not hang out with the popular crowd. I was part of the drama music crowd, but were not considered high up in the popularity status. So, when one of the more popular boys in high school asked me out, I was thrilled. He had noticed me. After we started dating, I had a feeling I was getting in over my head, but people who had never even looked at me were now saying hi. I was a virgin when we started dating. Soon after, he convinced me that we were in love and therefore we should be having sex. I was scared, but I didn't want to say no. I would have to say that the first time probably doesn't count as assault or rape, since I was a willing partner, although nervous. But after the first time, he started to demand that I satisfy him sexually whenever and wherever he wanted. He became physically abusive if I didn't give in to his wishes. So I quickly learned to just go along, even when I didn't want to. Is this rape? Is this assault? It certainly felt like it. And it impacted my self-image and my relationships with men for years. After several rounds of therapy and being able to talk openly with my husband about what happened to me in high school, I am finally able to feel good about myself and have a healthy relationship. But in times of stress or disagreement, I find myself reacting in ways that I know I wouldn't if I had not been a victim of assault. When someone says, if it was that bad, she would have told someone, I wanted to scream. It was that bad, and I didn't tell anyone because I was ashamed, scared, and didn't want to admit I had made a mistake. It took moving over 500 miles away for me to get clarity on the relationship and end it by mail. I could never have ended it in person. He was abusive. I stand with Christine Ford, and I know what she felt, and I know why she didn't tell anyone. Jimmy Kavanaugh.
I was 4 when my grandfather sexually touched me. I felt guilty, but I told no one. I was 5 when I had intercourse with my female cousin. I told no one for 2 years, and then I didn't tell my family. I told a friend of the family. She went to my parents. They never said a word to me. I heard later on that my cousin was punished and chewed out. I was sexually touched by my father when I was 11. I was sexually touched again by my grandfather when I was 13. I never told anyone about the 11 when I was 11. When I was 13, I finally went to my mother and I said, what do I do? And she wisely said, you stay out of the room alone. I practiced law in Oklahoma. It was 15 years after I started practicing that I saw the first reprimand of an attorney, third-generation attorney, in the Oklahoma Bar Association for sexually touching his clients. The women that practiced and the women that were paralegals and typists knew that it went on daily. You didn't say a thing, you let that job move to another. I stand with Dr. Ford because I know she is willing to go up there and those men bring that banner to the cross, have them shake her, and say innuendos about her character. And she experienced exactly what she said and changed her life. She woke up and saved me.
I'm going to try to tell my story. I tried to write it last night, and I couldn't. It started when I was 13, and it continued until I was 18 and realized that I was an adult. And I could thank you to the house mother at the college I went to for telling me that and helping me get therapy and helping me move. after I moved into another relative's home, my abuser continued to stalk me every time I went home from college on vacation. Well, eventually, like after a year and a half, I didn't go home anymore. At college, there were also rapes. But you know, we were partying, we were drinking. I thought it was my fault. I had that freeze response. Even after I said no and they kept coming, I would freeze. I carry all of that with me yet today, and I'm 72 years old. It does not go away.
It's not my story, but it's the story of someone I lived with for a year as a freshman at the University of North Carolina. My freshman roommate came from a very strict Baptist family where drinking was not allowed. And like most of us, when she got to college, she experimented with things. She fell in love and got dumped and started drinking a little too much at parties. We went to a fraternity party. I, myself, had been taught to drink at home and didn't care for it, so everything orange juice and people thought I had a screwdriver. When I was ready to leave, I couldn't find the envelope. I went back to the dorm because in those days, women in Carolina had a strict curfew. We lived in the women's dorm and you had to be in. I went in and I looked at Linda and she showed up around 4 a.m. She showed up with half of her clothes missing. And she had been gangbanged. They had gotten her drunk and taken her into one of the fraternity bedrooms. And I don't know how many men avoided her. Remember what it was? She woke up with her clothes off and managed to find a little something to put on and walked back up the street to the door. She was expelled for conduct unbecoming a lady. The fraternity got social probation for 1 semester. Linda was a very bright girl, and she was kicked out of college for something that was someone else's fault. All my life I remember this, and it prompted me to believe that you must always be in control of your own body and your own life. It's one reason I almost never drink. I don't ever want to wake up and say, oh my God, I don't know what happened to you, and then find out when she found it. That's all.
We're going to take a few minutes of silence on behalf of all the victims of sexual abuse, men, women, children, LGBTQ, everyone. Please reach into your depths of spirit and send healing, helping vibrations to all victims. like you to turn to someone near you, and let's all give each other hugs for coming out today and for healing.
Virtual hug. That is the international distress signal. I swear this was just one down. Yeah, I just
yeah, it's like works really good. It stays still.
She wants to I'm right now. I just didn't know if there's anything that I was doing a little bit about why you're here.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Tell us your name.
My name is Karen Lusky.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about why you're here today.
I am here today to stand up for every woman that was ever abused by anyone in their lifetime. I'm only 5 feet 2 inches tall, but I'm a very assertive person. And so I never had anyone approach me, but I look and I think how lucky I was that I was never forced, and how much I want to stand up for anybody that was ever abused.
So you guys came out here specifically for Dr. Ford, correct?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that, why you all support her.
Because I think still in our society, women are sometimes taken physically, mentally advantaged of, and that we need those of us who are maybe very short but are very strong need to stand up and say every person, no matter who they are, how old they are, whether they're a man or a woman, has a right to be safe.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wait.